I wanted to recreate my sandwich loaf made with buckwheat flour and oat flour. I have my brown rice starter here ready for mixing. I have my soaker with psyllium husk and ground golden flaxseed. So now I mix this with starter, add some avocado oil, and then we'll add dry ingredients to that. Let's mix it with paddle and we'll be ready for making the bread dough. 1 minute of mixing and it's a homogeneous mixture. So this is freshly ground in a coffee grinder oat flour from whole oats. Here I have buckwheat flour and some salt. We mix it together with a whisk. And now we add our dry mixture of 2 flours, buckwheat and oat, both gluten-free, and some salt to our wet mix. Combine it with paddle, scraping a couple of times, overall 3 to 4 minute mixing. This is the mixed dough, and we let it ferment in bulk for 1 hour. This is our dough 1 hour later. I have surface sprinkled with buckwheat flour. I have a loaf pan with coconut oil and some parchment paper. I always reuse parchment paper, so don't be scared by the color. It's been used multiple times in the oven. So, and I'm ready to shape the dough. Wet your hands before shaping. It's easier always to work with gluten-free dough when your hands are wet. It will not stick to your hands. Spread it into a rectangle. Don't be shy. Spread, press gently, but don't be afraid to press on the dough. And roll. We are rolling it into a loaf. So this is our loaf. We have our pan. Let me sprinkle it a little more. Gather it using a scraper. It can be slightly sticky, but that's okay. And load it into the pan. Then press it lightly. You can use spatula to make the sides even and round. That's it. Cover and let proof for 4-5 hours at 74 Fahrenheit. We'll see. 4 hours later at 76 degrees Fahrenheit, the loaf doubled in volume, even more than doubled, so it's ready to be baked. My oven is preheated at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm loading it into the oven, splashing a little bit of water at the bottom, and then I will reduce the temperature to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and will bake it for 40 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes before the end of baking time, make a slurry with 50 grams of water and 2 grams of potato starch. Don't let it boil, just wait until it's hot and transparent. Bread is ready. I just took it out from the oven. After 40 minutes, I opened the oven door to release the steam, and then I baked for another 5 minutes. So my slurry is ready too. You see how transparent it is. Okay, let's take it out. This is our beautiful sandwich loaf with gluten-free flours, buckwheat, and oat. And now this is our hot slurry, hot loaf. Everything should be hot, and you make a thin layer of coating on top of the crust. I like adding it because it makes the crust shiny and soft. So when you store the bread at room temperature with this coating layer, it doesn't dry out as fast as it can. Just one layer of coating on the top. You can do a little bit on the side, but all the sides are not necessary. Bread is ready. Let's wait until it cools down and cut it open. Our sandwich loaf is cooled, and let's cut it and see what it looks like. It's very soft. Look at this. This is beautiful. A slice of soft, gluten-free sourdough sandwich bread. Look at that. I love the texture. So now the recipe is perfected. I will save it for you on my YouTube and on Instagram. Oh, and I forgot about the flavor. It's a little nutty because of oat flour. I noticed when it is fermented, it adds a slightly nuttier flavor than regular oatmeal, and it seems, sometimes it can seem a little bit bitter, but when it is toasted, it is sweet. I don't know how it happens. It's hard to say. Sorry, my mouth is full of bread.